Hi everyone. Today I wanted to make a quick video on how to fill up these bead molds. I've been talking with a few people who also do resin art, and they were like, how? I cannot get them to get the stuff to go in mine for nothing. So what I do is I take the stir stick here, and when you have to have a very thin stream. And when you have the thin stream, see like how I filled that one in automatically. The thin stream, if you tilt it and just let it drizzle in from a high distance, the thin stream funnels right into the bead mold. And then you just fill it up till it reaches the top. And then once I fill this one up, I'll show you what I do when I do get the air bubble, like what happened on the first one. You want to make sure like you're off to the side, not necessarily directly over the hole. And see how I pop the bubble, and now the resin's kind of filling in. But the thinner the strand, the easier it'll fill up the mold without causing major air bubbles. And then if you do get the air bubbles and excess on top of the mold, like you can just pop the air bubble and then push it in there. Now, I wanted to show you two different ways, because the bigger beads, which this is not, this is a smaller one, they have an issue with filling up. So what you would do is you would grab and pinch the back end so it kind of fills up the bead mold, and then do the little thin technique and then release the bead slowly, and it will suck all of that resin right in there. Now you may end up with some on the top, and what I do when that happens is I try to pull the excess resin, like right here where it's got this on the top. If I still have some at the end of the day, I will pull that off once it gets tacky, and I reuse all my resin. Like, hang on, I'll show you with this skull right here. It has all kinds of resin drips and pieces, and it will be a masterpiece of its own when it's ready. It's almost like its own little abstract work of art. Here, I can show the squeezing technique over here on this one as well. Okay, I think that one's full. Because sometimes it's an air bubble and sometimes it's just full. The square ones, that's not so hard. Like, they just pour right in. But I know the struggle that I first had with these beads right here. They were, it was very frustrating because I'm like, why won't it go in the mold? And I figured out that it has to be like from a height. Here, let me put this where we can see it better. See how it's like strands in there. Now, granted, you will get some excess. I'm a little bit messy. That's why I always save my excess resin. It's too expensive to waste any of it. You just let it drizzle right in. And see how these are going so much smoother. I'm a little higher. The strand is a little thinner. Oops, that was too much. Too big of a dip. So what I'll do is I'll just take and scrape what I can into the bead mold. And then I will scrape the excess off onto this bead mold. Looks similar in color. Oh, there's air bubble. And normally you can see the air bubbles. They'll form like a silver looking ring inside the bead. So just push down on the mold and it will usually pop the air bubble, and then you just scrape your resin in there. And I'll take the stuff off the top, stick it right over here. Waste not. Like I said, with these, they're so much easier. You just pour it in there and they're done. Make sure to do it slowly, not fast like I'm doing it right now. I guess my hand is a little heavier when the camera's on. This is the first time I've attempted to do this video, and I'm like, oh, that was so fast. All right. And that is how I do my bead molds. Once they cure, I just pop them out and get ready to use them in my jewelry. Thanks for watching.